Yo, what is going on, guys? Fake Trades here, bringing you another new weekly stock watch list. Before we get started, though, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. And with much more being said, let's go ahead and dive into the watch list. So, as far as earnings week goes, there is not too much going on. It is pretty dead. The only stock that I could potentially see having some sort of big move would be Oracle. Now, last time I remember looking at Oracle, that had I think like a $40 move into all-time highs. I haven't looked at it in a while, so I probably don't plan on looking at it until after Wednesday going into Thursday. So for the meantime, I'm going to ignore that stock, and besides that, there is nothing else. You have GameStop for the herbs out there, for all my newbies who want to, just lose all their money in GameStop. You're more than happy to gamble it all on earnings week with GameStop. So, but yeah, not too much going on here besides Oracle that I won't be looking at till after Wednesday or Thursday on that. So let's go ahead and dive into the watch list here. First things first, you guys know the drill. I will be covering ES and NQ, which are the indexes of the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, all of where the tech stocks are in currently. So let's go ahead and go to the 4-hour here, and let's see. So biggest thing to note on NQ is that we are currently stuck in a range. So looking at NQ here, you can see that we're finally at the top of the range, and we are currently breaking out. The thing that I want to take note of is that currently, at the current moment, we're keeping an eye out for 60-20 on NQ, which is the top of the range here. We did get a close above here as well on the bigger time frame, but we're also getting stuck at a trend line that we rejected 2 times off of on Friday, which seems to be pretty important here because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections from the starting point on NQ, which is pretty important. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this is gonna move going into this week. And kind of the same story here on NQ if I go to this as well and show you guys. Or sorry, that was ES, but NQ here is kind of the same idea. Is here with the at the top of the range at 21,800, you can see that multiple times when we tried closing above, we had failed. Now, NQ does look to be the weaker one of between the two of them, but it's something to keep an eye out for since we are still considered to be at the top of the range. It's going to be important to see how NQ moves forward here with ES as well along with it. So that's what I have for those stocks. The only other stocks that I'm really keeping an eye out for this week, first one is Tesla. We all saw Tesla with the beef that Elon and Trump were having this previous week, and we could see the major sell-off that we had all the way down to 273. So for the current moment, I'm keeping an eye out for anything above 305 for some sort of recovery play. If we don't get anything there, then I'm going to be keeping an eye out for anything below 290. 280 or even around this 273 low that we currently made on Tesla. So it's all really niche levels, but because of how volatile it has been recently, I'm trying to stick to the most probable and safest plays that I can provide either for the chat or for you guys who watch the video who are not part of the chat. So highly suggest you guys be in it though. So that's Tesla. The only other stock that I could potentially have any kind of play on is Netflix. Now, Netflix is a little tricky. A lot of people don't seem to be a fan of Netflix, but this is the only other stock that I could potentially see have some sort of setup. If we go to Netflix here, we can see that it has been breaking previous all-time highs. And if we look at the market overall, so if we go back and look at ES and NQ, I'm not going to do it on the video, but if you guys go back and look, we're pretty far from all-time highs on both those sectors. And for Netflix still making all-time highs, it's going to be pretty important to see how this is going to be moving forward. Now, I know the high we made is at around 1263, but we did reject at around 1260 on Friday on Netflix. So I'm going to be looking at this more of a side watch angle on this stock and wait to see if we get any sort of momentum above 1260 going into that 1263 level on Netflix. So pretty straightforward watch list. I don't have too much going on for you guys, and if I do, it's all kind of mediocre side watch list setups that I have specifically for the chat that could develop into good setups later on this week. But for the meantime, I'm going to keep those just to the chat and just keep these with you guys. So, but yeah, with that much being said, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a good rest of your training week. Before you go though, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. And without much more being said, hope you guys enjoy the day. Peace out.